Trying to inflate your commission? How about no? I was buying this old farmhouse 20 years back. Been sitting empty for 2 years. Needed work, but I had cash saved and I'd helped my dad renovate houses growing up. Surveys done, solicitor hired, literally 2 days from signing. Then my phone rings at like 8 at night. Colin, the estate agent. Super friendly voice, but something felt off about calling that late. He goes, "Hey, unfortunate news. Another buyer just came in with an offer $30,000 over yours. But the sellers really like you, so if you can beat that by $5,000, I can probably make this work." I'm sitting at my kitchen table thinking, are you serious right now? This house sat empty for 2 entire years. Now suddenly there's a mystery buyer with 30 grand extra 2 days before we close? I said, tell them to take the other offer. I'm withdrawing. He goes, wait, let's talk about this. I said, nope, I'm out completely. Hung up. Lost $3,000 on surveys, but whatever. Better than getting scammed out of 35. 3 months later, I'm grabbing groceries and I see the couple who owned the farmhouse. The wife spots me and comes right over. She goes, "Oh, we heard you got ill. We really hope you're feeling better now." I just stared at her. I said, "What are you talking about?" She goes, "Your agent told us you had a medical emergency and had to pull out." That's when it clicked. Colin lied to everyone. I told her the truth right there in the store. Colin said someone offered 30 over me, and if I paid 5 above that, I could keep it. I walked because that's obviously fake. Her face went red. Her husband came over and I explained it again. He actually swore out loud. Says the house is still just sitting there, no calls in 3 months. Colin keeps telling them to wait for the right price. Turns out they'd already bought a place near their daughter, paying 2 mortgages, absolutely bleeding money while Colin fed them garbage about waiting. The husband looks at me and goes, "Do you still want it?" I said, "Yeah, honestly." He says, "Let's just cut him out completely. Private sale. Your surveys are already done, right?" We swapped numbers right there in the cereal aisle. 4 days later, my solicitor's looking at me like I'm insane. Says Colin will sue if we cut him out. I said, let him try. We made some calls and turns out private sales were totally legal if the listing wasn't under exclusive contract anymore. And here's the best part. Colin's listing agreement had expired 2 weeks earlier. He never told the sellers. He'd been showing their house with 0 legal right to any commission. We closed in 5 weeks. I paid my original offer. The sellers saved about $18,000 in agent fees. Then Colin found out. My solicitor called me laughing. Said Colin sent this threatening letter demanding his commission. But when my solicitor wrote back about the expired contract and the fake buyer scam, Colin went completely silent. No lawsuit, no follow-up, nothing. I moved in that November. Spent months ripping out old wiring and fixing busted pipes.